Hi Aries, happy birthday. How you doing? Got the fire going. Got a little bit of spring here. Hey, if the daffodils are out, I think it's pretty well considered spring, yes? So what's going on with you guys? Very attractive, very fiery, very beautiful. You can talk the talk. You can bring anything you want to right now. If you're waking up every day since Aries season began, still Mercury retrograde, and thinking to yourself, man, I'm on fire. You are. Man, everybody really seems to be feeling me. They are. You know, I bet if I reapplied for that job or went after that person again that I couldn't quite get the first time, I bet I could do it. I bet if I aimed for a job way higher than I'm qualified for, I bet I'd get that one too. Feeling like a Leo. If you're dealing with a Leo, they're coming up strong. What does Leo want? What's Leo like? What's that major arcana mean for you? It's about self. It's fire feeding fire. It's that attraction quotient you have, it's very Leo right now. Everybody wants to be around you. Everybody wants to hire you. Everybody wants to sleep with you. Pretty Leo. Yeah, center of things. The center of attention. King of Cups in reverse. So Aries, if you're dealing with a water sign, they may be a little bit put off by all the attraction. They may feel a bit possessive, a bit weirded out by how popular you're getting. And I don't even mean popular in certain circles. I mean just walking around normally. You got it. Whatever it is, you got it. In spades. So King of Cups is also coming out of Pisces season. We have just been delayed, Aries. There's so much that you felt like you wanted to do and that you couldn't do. And now here we are making our way out of Pisces season, out of the muck. You have the sun in your sign, and then you have Venus coming in as the sun is leaving, and then you have Mercury. So you're just pulling everything towards you. You're ready. The new year is yours. You want it all. And King of Cups, if you're dealing with a water sign, they're not real big on that. They want it all. And so if you're feeling like you're alienating people just by being yourself, well, first of all, you're probably always feeling that way, so that's a cheap shot. But more so if you're feeling alienated by watery energies right now. Fire in general is feeling put off by water. It's been too watery, man. By the end of Pisces season, we're all kind of like, enough. Can something dry this out? This humidity, this, you know, it's going to turn into rot if we don't dry it out. And Aries comes in and says, no problem. I know my job, doing it well. Let's move along here. So in the guided meditation for Aries season, we explore the idea of walking to the top of your mountain and sitting by your Cardinal Fire campsite on the top of your personal mountain. And that's very apt here with this Strength card. It's about your fire. It's about you doing for you so you can do for others. 10 of Wands. It's about you doing you in many, many ways so you can do for others. And what does this you doing you mean for your season? Dream big. Aim high. Whatever you really put into action now will give you a long and prosperous result. Maybe a side gig. It might not even be your like actual thing. But any journey you set off on right now that has to do with work, it has to do with what you have passion for, go for it. It also is probably the ending of something burdensome. Probably the ending of something, well, too heavy. Like, I can't carry this anymore. If it's a Leo with water placements, well, right. Something that's too heavy. Something that requires a moving on. Something that makes you go, you know, I've carried this burden for like a long time, and I don't know how I'm supposed to move forward in my own life if I have to keep carrying the burden that is you, or this relationship, or this friendship, or this career, or this job. You know, this is like anywhere where you're feeling like, you know, this is taking so much from me that I can't do me. That has to be eradicated. And it's natural. It's just happening. It's not even you going out of your way to be like, I have to do this. No, it's just Aries season has to do it. So let the season do what it does. The Six of Swords also is about departing from what we thought we needed to do as a career. Ten of Wands, what you thought you were heading towards, what you thought you needed as an identity, what you thought defined you. Leaving that, maybe just the false idea that a career defines you at all. Leaving all of that for much, much greener pastures. So we go from 10 of Wands to 6 of Swords, leaving for a much more empowered point of view, coming up here as the Queen of Wands. We love that. And then the 9 of Pentacles, someone who, the card we know and we associate with self-worth, and someone really coming into their own and knowing, you know, knowing that feeling good doesn't come from an external source. So although she is abundant, it's really not the abundance that hits you over the head, even though there are coins strewn everywhere. It's her demeanor, it's her expression. She's just so, you know, she's holding this hooded hawk, this symbol of great power and predation, just up on her hand like that. Like, no big deal. We chillin'. And the Queen of Wands also is all about chilling in her power, basically. She doesn't need to do much. So I feel like 10 of Wands, 6 of Swords, and then these two cards really is speaking to where do you need to chill on something? Like, where is it just enough with the striving? Where do you just need to like fall back now? And how that falling back leads you to yourself into, you know, 9 of Pentacles. By the middle of your season, you are feeling, I mean, you're already feeling good, but you are feeling phenomenal. Especially if you can tap into that, you know, side hustle money source, because that's coming up strong here. It's a departure from what you think you need to do to make money. And it's something that's going to suit you much better. 9 of Pentacles is also about a settling down. You know, she is where she is and she likes where she is. So if you're thinking about getting married, if you're thinking about having a kid, that stuff is coming to fruition quickly. And you may feel it even this month with that 10 of Wands. You know, proposals, pregnancies, it's happening. Now, if you're not in the proposals and pregnancies game, if you're thinking just in terms of life partner, friendships, careers, it really does seem like there's a reevaluation going on. And it's one that's done through the lens of Aries season, looking at the self. And once again, Aries chooses themselves, which is the only healthy choice. And here, it looks like the difference is that now Aries chooses themselves, but also not just in terms of their heart, but also in terms of their actions, which is two different things. Aries can care a lot about a lot of people, and yet their actions can belie a selfishness. Now you come into a time where your actions are much more caring for others because you're taking your own feelings so into account. What do you want to do? What, you know, what is that? What the universe is looking for now from you is, what is that thing that you really wanted? What is that thing you're really good at? Let me give that aspect of you some shine. But the only way that can happen is for you first to know yourself. And this is a period of getting to know yourself better. That's also what this departure from the King of Cups in reverse is about. Oh, lots of cards now. Okay. Bottom of the deck, the Sun. So that Leo energy still coming up really, really strong. If you're dealing with a Leo, tumultuous. Okay, 10 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, we love it. If you're dealing with an earth sign, looks like things are going very well. They seem really into it. You seem really into it. Fantastic. Page of Swords, 9 of Swords. There is communication here that is causing some pain. Towards the end of April, it would be wise to watch what you say. After the 19th or so, it'll get easier, but that third week, Two of Wands and the Devil. There are some of you who are thinking very much about a Capricorn either moving towards one or moving away from one. From the top of the reading here, it looks like moving away from one, but very well could be this fire energy is being re-attracted to the earth energy. It is happening. It is happening. There is a going back to, but it's a going back to that has to do with really, contentious communication. There might be an air sign involved. Looks like a Gemini. So if you're dealing with an earth sign and there's an air sign getting in the way, somehow meddling, somehow crossing the messages, it's coming. And that's where it froze. So it's coming up strong, in which case I would say really be careful about what you're going back to. If there's something in your life that's hard, that's pulling you back towards it, be really cognizant of what kind of communication is going on. Is this hearkening back to something that's going to become the same sort of problem that it was? Because it looks like it. Six of Pentacles, you don't want to go from a place of power at the beginning of the season to a place of weakness, because you've once again stepped into something that pulls you into a completely different headspace, and you forget who you are and you forget what the I am is about, and it just goes left. At the end of the month, there is a tendency for you to do that as you come out of your season, because you've been so me-centered that now you want to be you-centered. You as in the collective you, the external you. And it's a seesaw that I'd rather you not get on. More constructively, the way the energy could be handled in a more constructive way here is to sit in that Queen of Wands power, exert that Nine of Pentacles savvy when it comes to work, accept the Ten of Cups when it comes your way, but not chasing it, knowing it's coming to you. Queen of Pentacles, if it is an earth sign that you're seeing this sort of connection with, there could be, this could talk very specifically about someone that you broke up with and are getting back together with, and there has been this miscommunication. Now you just don't know where you guys stand or how it's going to go. It feels like you're going to run into the same problems and want to leave the same relationships because of the same issues. So if you do find yourself getting back into something, Aries, take it with a grain of salt and keep your focus on you. Now, if you are dealing with a Leo, their feelings are turned completely upside down. They are dealing with a lot. They're leaving a lot behind in their lives, and their energy is overwhelming. If you are somehow being roped into this, if you're cross-watching as a Leo, if you're cross-watching as an earth sign, this looks like a vortex of drama. And I think it'll be really easy to get pulled into this vortex if you're close enough. So my suggestion would be, if you're not intimately related to the Aries, keep away for now, because there's going to be some drama. Yeah. Certain things need to end and then Aries needs to understand why they've ended and perhaps go back and revisit it to really know why it's ended, for it to sink in. And this is a lesson that you are being asked, pretty directly to learn. So, good. Let's take a look at these cards. Happy birthday once again. What a wonderful season. Here you are pulling us into the new year. We are so grateful for your energy. We are so grateful for your strength, for your fire, for your initiative, and of course for your instincts and your intuition. So thank you for being the cardinal energy that you are. I love you. Happy birthday again. Let's look at these cards. Hi, Aries. All right, let's look at these cards. So, that Leo energy coming in strong. You may feel a little bit turned around by how much you need to focus on yourself. And yes, a lot of people will laugh and say, oh, what do you mean Aries loves to focus on the self? It's just an oversimplification though, right? You can only help others as much as you can help yourself. And I think Aries is self-centered because that's what they have to do so they can help everybody else. Nobody can get to the mountaintop quite like you, and you're the only one that can't be helped. You're the one that has to help everybody else get up there. So, of course, you have to focus on getting up there yourself first. Now, you can see that playing out through the reading. 1, because it's your season, but 2, because it's your nature. So what is that mountain, and which mountains are you tired of scaling? And which mountains keep changing every time you turn around? Where does your actual seat of power lie? That becomes very important now. And as you delve more and more into your personal power, take your power back from all these different directions where things are obviously coming to an end, you find new beginnings. Perhaps you're already in the new beginnings. You guys are always early. Maybe this has already happened for you. And if you find yourself in the new beginning already, take your time then. If you're out of the dark hallway and into another open door, great. If you're still in the dark hallway, stop listening to other people trying to tell you what you need to do. If you know it's time to go, it's time to go. If you know it's time to expand, it's time to expand. If you know that it's time to do the Saturnian work and really pay attention to the numbers, then that's what you need to do. One of the only ways I see here that you could really step on your own toes is if you try to direct where the money is going to come from. If you try to direct where the love is going to come from. Aries season wants you to give in to your Aries flow. And that means even you giving in. Right? There are very good aspects here in terms of earth signs. But there's miscommunication too. Like somebody in the middle, somebody being mixy, somebody getting in the way and crossing the lines. But a chance to revisit those misunderstandings as well. So if you find yourself back in that emotional spot about something that you really didn't think was ever going to come back around, that's this. I'd say 3rd week of April. Keep the talking to a minimum. 2nd week of April, 1st and 2nd week of April, get out there. Talk your talk, walk your walk, wear the things. Really light up your birthday season. The whole season is your birthday. And part of that lighting up means burning away that which obviously cannot handle you. Now, if this is someone who is getting away from you because you've hurt them, at this point, I don't think it really matters. I think what matters is that you pretty much, during this season, crystallize what you want. You know what you want. And the rest of the year becomes about pushing that to fruition. But first you have to get real clear on your communication. Who you're trusting, who you're talking to, who you're letting into your head. And what is their agenda, after all? In the extended, we'll look at this Leo energy that's obviously very strong. And the back and forth you have going on. And we'll also shuffle through and clarify one by one. Yes? In terms of money, you can see there's money here. But it's just not to be rushed. And
And I think you already know that. So just hold off. It's coming. It's coming. Slowly, but it's coming. All right, Aries. Once again, happy birthday season. The guided meditation is below. Have fun with it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And the extended is below too. We'll get into that right now. Loves yous. Look at me trying to lean over and turn this off.